Let's go. Let's go. My name's Ali Pemberton. I'm here on behalf of my parents who own this incredible piece of paradise of countryside, of farmland. And I'm here to explain and talk about why Peak Cluster are doing the absolute wrong thing on behalf of farmers and all nature lovers and humans in general that like to be able to breathe. My parents have owned this for over 30 years. I remember being really, really little when they were able to buy it from one of my dad's best friends who passed away. My dad used to help farm his land and he had various pieces all over Wirral. And yeah, it's been in the family since. It's my animals' home. It's their food that we grow for them. It was my dad's farm. He was a hay farmer. It was his business. Since then, it's become it's just ours. We bought it to protect it. I run my dog walking business from here. I can allow my friends to come and join me. We work specifically with a lot of dogs who've got behavioural issues who can't go out anywhere else. They need to stay away from general public, and I should be able to feel safe in the fact that this doesn't belong to anybody else. So we first found out, me and my partner, we were scrolling through Facebook one day, and there was a map on a Facebook page. I cannot remember which one, but it shocked us terribly when we looked at the map and highlighted in the middle of it was our entire 20-acre farm. And so we had a little look to see why it had been highlighted. We found out all about the whole carbon capture project, and this was all whilst my father was in hospital. He was really not very well at all. And so we had to keep this a complete secret from him. We went along to the first consultation in Hoylake, and we gathered as much information as possible. We asked as many questions as possible, to which we got very few answers. And at a time when his health was actually looking to be a little more safe, I spoke to my mum and asked her, if we'd had any correspondence, and to which she said, "Oh, that name, Peak Cluster, it rings a bell." We get letters regularly from developers and the likes wanting to rent the land, buy the land for development. And so my mum just looked at this letter and she thought it was the same thing. She put it to the side, didn't think about it again. And when I told her what it was all about, obviously it was a huge, huge worry. To the point where if my mum knows something about something that both her and my dad have jointly, ownership of, then my dad has to know. It was around about a week before he came out of hospital. And I'm just incredibly lucky that he did this time. And I've told them that due to the stress of everything else that is going on at home at the moment with his deterioration in health, that, I'm going to deal with as much of this as physically possible. We have had very, very little information. We had a letter that was, whether it was sent by them or received by us, we received it in December. Their letter suggests that they first contacted landowners in November, but I can categorically say that it didn't arrive with us in November. It was definitely December. It was a letter stating that there was interest in basically using the land, and that we were under no obligation to respond to the letter. So we didn't. Since then, there has been another letter that has got a huge amount more information in it regarding the works that might go on, and specifically towards the surveys, which on reading are very, very, very intrusive. It says that some parts of it aren't intrusive, but Our worry is that if we allow somebody on our land for one thing, then we have to allow them on for more, and that this might spiral. And we don't want anybody on our land. The reason that we have this piece, that it belongs to us. We chose this piece specifically for its peace, for its quiet, for its distance away from other people. And we don't want this happening. We don't want to lose the use of our own land for everything that we use it for, which isn't much. We don't dig it up, we don't harrow it, we don't plant things that need to be beneath the surface. We have our animals live here, we grow the grass for hay, we enjoy it as to what it is, as anybody should with anything that belongs to them. And that's the information that we have. We have very, very little in the way of what this stands for, what the processes are when it comes to people coming on. We have no knowledge of what is going to happen to the grass beneath our feet, the hedgerows that have been here so long they predate me, the trees, the burrows that the wildlife live in. We have very, very few answers. We have asked questions at the consultation, and nobody really seems to have direct answers for anything. Peat Cluster have said that they're going to put it back to how it was and better. Peat Cluster have said a lot of things. Peat Cluster have changed their minds about a lot of things. Peat Cluster also have not said a huge amount directly and factually about what's going on. They seem perplexed by an awful lot of questions that were asked at the initial consultation, like they don't actually know. They do sound as though they're making it up as they go along. I cannot ever imagine that this field would be put back to the same or better. The hedgerows, we're not allowed to plant them again because the roots potentially might go through the pipeline. The trees, they'll be cut down. Their roots are not allowed to grow because they might go through the pipeline. The pipe is only 1.2 metres below the surface. So anything that might disrupt the pipeline is things that we cannot do on our own land. So I really would like to know how they believe that they're going to put it back the same or better. What would this mean to my family if this went ahead? This is where it gets personal. My family have worked their entire lives to have this. My dad left school at 15. He's now 86. He left school to be a farmer. He went and worked on other people's farms. He has penny pinched his entire life to be able to afford this. And when his friend passed away and we were offered the opportunity to buy this 20 acres, which seems a lot, it seems a huge amount of space, but if you look at the map that Peat Cluster have drawn on and highlighted pieces of land, none of which belong to them, you can see that this 20 acres is a tiny, tiny amount. So to my family, it would break my parents. This is tough. It would break them. It's everything that they've worked for their whole lives. My dad is a farmer, my mum is a riding instructor. This is all I've ever known. This is all my brother's ever known. It's the four of us. He now has a daughter, my lovely niece, who gets to come down here and enjoy this as well. Nobody knows what she's going to be when she grows up. She's not 3 yet. All we know is that this is what teaches us. This is what life is. We're farmers, we're horse people. I'm a dog walker, I run my business from here. It's hard to put into words exactly how much impact this would have on us, but it's also a very, very small piece of the puzzle. We are a tiny, tiny amount in a much, much bigger plan to which people are going to lose their jobs. We've got farmers who are going to lose their land. their farmhands are going to lose their jobs because there isn't going to be the land to farm. It's just such a huge amount of people. There's, you know, people with livery yards who are looking at them being completely knocked down. Horses are not going to have homes. Cows are not going to have homes. Sheep are not going to have homes. We are not going to have crops. The import charges of getting things from abroad, if we're always able to do that, you know, you have to look at the fact that wars have happened and we've had to look in the past at being completely self-sufficient in this country. And we have to be able to have that for ourselves. We have to be able to be self-sufficient within our own lands, our own homes. We can't rely on things always being able to come into us. We also, with the rising cost of living, really don't want to be relying on paying import charges for everything to come in from abroad. We need things that are our own, that are here, that are literally under our feet. We have to protect it. To Peak Cluster, I would say that this is not good enough. This is daylight robbery. This is bullying. This is, it's just so wrong on every single level. Every piece of this land means something to somebody or belongs to somebody. You know, some of this land it's woodlands, it's streams, it's ponds, it's habitats, it's fields. It's not a wasteland. It's not somewhere that you can just dig a hole and put a pipe that is going to, you know, brush a problem under the carpet. It's no different from saying to your teenage child, go tidy your bedroom, and they put it under the bed. It's still a mess. It's not gone anywhere. It's still got to be sorted at some point. You just can't see it for a bit. It's not good enough. Peak Cluster, it's not good enough. The support from Action Against CCS has been so important. It's been a voice that not all of us have. I certainly haven't got a massive amount of reach personally. It's been, you know, a support system to be able to speak to other people who are affected in similar ways, in different ways, in any which way. You know, it affects all of us. There are risks to everybody regarding this. If there are problems, if the pipeline goes ahead and it's laid and it goes to work, there have been problems where it's been trialled all over the world. So I don't know how anybody can say that it's definitely going to work in this country. The support has been massive, utterly massive. It's a place where I can go to raise my concerns. It's a place where I can go and have a voice and not feel like I'm going to be shut down. And it's a place where we've all come together. You know, specifically, the town hall is a landmark event. The amount of people stood outside that town hall was mind-blowing. And that's only the people that at that point knew about it. The community that is coming together to oppose this is growing daily, and the education that people are getting regarding it, once they know, they realise why it's not a good idea, why it is so damaging to our life here on Wirral. And now it's growing to all the other places along the pipeline, which is a hugely long way. People are grasping that, you know, this is not good, and we need the communities, we need the numbers, we need the people knowing about this, we need to educate people, and having that group is priceless. Gorgeous boy. Sid, good boy. Hey, beautiful. Hey, I'm a handsome boy. Hmm? Good boy. Good boy. What's that? What can you hear? Oh, Sid, you have No idea, and I'm so glad you have no idea. Peat cluster are awful people. I really hope you never get to meet them. I really, really hope they never come here and ruin your home. They just make the air that you breathe that much happier, that much cleaner, that much more worth being outside in all the different weathers. You know, these guys, they rely on me day in, day out. Without me, without their home, they have nothing. They starve. They live in a smaller space. They don't have their home anymore. This is the majority of everything that they've ever known. This one's been with me since the day he was born. I've still got his mum. And without this, they lose their home. This is their home. This is an extension of my home. It's their safety. It's my happiness. It's where they live. It's their everything.